Hi, everyone. It's Linda G coming to you from Northern California. I'm home. Yay. I was just doing Mel's show and I'll repeat a few things. I just got back from Gettysburg. When I met Mel and Joan at the Harrisburg airport, no, at the Chicago airport where we were flying to Harrisburg. And I think we had a extra 3 or 4 hour wait. And then we flew into Gettysburg. And the hotel we were at, the mattress was lumpy. And I thought, oh no, I'm not going to be able to sleep on this. I passed out every night. I slept straight through and didn't have to get up to take a tinkle break. I slept straight through. And I slept till like 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 4 a.m. my time, and slept straight through. So anyway, I was very surprised about that. We ate lunch. There was an Irish place that we ate a couple of times. I got the shepherd's pie. It was horrible. Like I got something else, the Guinness stew, horrible. Some of the people liked it. The staff was fantastic. Everybody was kind. But maybe because I've been to Ireland, I've had the real food, and I can make a Guinness stew way better. Actually, I make a Guinness pie way better than that. But anyway, so now I'm in the mood. I'm going to go to the store after this and get the fixings to make a Guinness pie. So anyway, but the other restaurants, fantastic. We had some really good food. But I couldn't make it to the ghost hunting part. Let me tell you guys, a lot of you know on my left-hand side, they did an ultrasound because I kept having left flank pain and we wondered if it was my kidney. And what it is there's a cyst on top of my left kidney that's filled with water, according to them. And they said that they can't drain it because it's too close to the lung. So I've been tolerating this left side if I go grocery shopping, if I'm doing dishes, if I'm standing up for a couple hours, it starts to hurt. And I've been taking Motrin and Aleve and nothing seems to help. Even I had an 800 milligram of Motrin and it did barely put a dent in it. So at this Gettysburg thing, I would be doing good. I'd wake up like today. I wake up, I'm in a great mood, but at home I can lay down if I need to, put a heating pad. I'm not ambulatory and active. So because we were kind of running around, by the time it was ghost hunting time, I couldn't stay. I couldn't do it. And I've had good times with ghost hunting, but some of the stories people had to tell was fantastic. But I will tell you, when we took the bus tour out to the Gettysburg, to the battlefields, there was one part of the battlefield that I could hear in my mind young men crying for their mothers. I could hear it it was so sad. I could feel that there. And then at another point in time, while we were leaving, the bus was coming down a road and you could see all these people walking to get to certain places. And it was a lot of people because it was Father's Day weekend. A lot of people walking. And so I was sort of looking at them and the man is talking. And all of a sudden I saw a man in blue with a sword in full blue regalia riding a horse. And I don't mean trotting. I mean down like this, heading towards probably from left to right. And I thought, oh my God, they have reenactors. So I got my camera out ready to take a picture of this guy, this reenactor. And as we turned, it got blocked a little bit from some trees. And as we turned, there was nothing there. There was no reenactor. So that was weird. But that was a ghost assist. I got nothing in a hotel or walking in these old buildings. I didn't get anything. But I don't walk around ready to pick up. The only time I was interfered with energetically, where I couldn't help myself, was at the Queen Mary in Long Beach, big time ghost down there, and at the Windsor House In fact, when I was in her bedroom, I saw her as a shadow coming through, and I got very nauseous in the horse trough, wherever they kept their horses, really severe nausea, and I had to get out of there, which is a sign of an entity. And the other place that was really haunted was up at Estes Park in Colorado, that hotel. Oh, God. I had to leave the TV blasting, otherwise I wouldn't be able to sleep. But I slept here, no problemo. Nobody bothered me. The only thing that bothered me was my back. So, and then I had to fly 4.5 hours, almost 5 hours back from Chicago to San Francisco. I was in so much pain by the time I landed, I could barely stand it. So I have to get some blood work and then talk to my doctor. I'm going to make an in-person meeting. And then I leave for Canada. But that's only an hour, maybe less than 2 hour flight. So hopefully I'll be okay there. Okay, you guys. So you left me a lot of questions. I love the questions. But somebody said, can't wait for your ghostesses story. Thank you. That was Gina. So I give a little bit. I didn't really see much in the ghostesses, but they did. Let me tell you, they had all, wait till Mel and, oh, by the way, I really got to work with Kevin and his mom, Lorraine. His mom, Lorraine, rocks. She told me about liquid IV because remember when I got dehydrated? That stuff works. So fantastic people. We really had a good time. Okay. Are medical procedures being given to 45 this weekend at Camp David? Well, you know, he always has medical staff with him, but I definitely feel, yes, he's definitely getting medical all the time, not just at Camp David. And he hates Camp David because it's like being in outdoors in a log cabin. If it's not full of gold and, he hates it. Is Jared and Ivanka, this is from Colfern, is Jared and Ivanka still think they can get the resort done in Albania? They might, and they might be talking about going in later, but I don't see it being done. I see them saying, no, you can't come in. Jeff Bezos has just said the data century should have water that Americans so selfishly drink for themselves to stay alive. Yeah, I saw that. Also, did you hear he just announced he's going to be giving away a lot of his money? Yeah, no. That's because everybody loves his ex-wife more than they love him. I wouldn't count on it right now. I think he has a will that pretty much, like he wants to do with climate change and stuff, like he cares about climate change. I see some stuff going out, but not now. Tina says she's loved to hear your impressions you received during your tours. But I was always in pain too. Maybe pain interrupts your abilities to pick up also, because even on the bus, we had to take the stairs off and up and down. And I have that one knee that I had some of the worst arrangement of the knee the doctor said he ever saw. And they fixed me. But if I'm going up and down steep stairs, I have to be very careful because that knee could, I'm gone. I'm down. So I'm an old lady at a young age. Boy, back in the day, I was even telling my driver from the airport back in the day in San Francisco, are you kidding me? I loved it, the in and out of San Francisco. Park, take a tram to come in, didn't bother me. Now I got a driver. That's how I roll. Yes, Village said, will they be able to fix and repair the historic and national treasures? Absolutely, they will. Actually, I saw probably with the new administration in 28, 29, maybe even 30, them redoing the rows. It's going to be a slow process, and I see a lot of outside people donating money to help put back things the way they were. Oh, and listen, the White House is going to be even better. I don't know why I just heard that. They're telling me to tell you that the White House will be even better. They'll bring a lot of the luxury back to it and plus some. See, he's screwed it up with the fake gold and stuff. I don't know what that is. Is that a bug on my lip? Could be just dry lips. Anyway, so yeah, you guys don't worry about it. It's all going back. And John F. Kennedy, he's got that thing over it, canvas covering it because he's just a big freaking toddler. My goodness. He just doesn't, he's just leave it covered. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. So guess what they're doing now? They're showing videos of you and Epstein. Okay. Now this is a good one. Colfern asked, is Melania's citizenship going to be revoked? I see her moving out of the country when all this comes down. And I see them really going in and finding out she never got the Einstein, or if she did, someone did it under the table for her. And she does not speak all those languages, and she did not go to school. She came in as an escort. So I definitely see falsifying and Trump helping her. Um, Oh, Jesus. Yvonne said, how broke are we going to be when this horrible nightmare ends? Oh, and did you hear with the John F. Kennedy Center, $17 million, 14 or $17 million is missing? He took the money. Then he's trying to tell them they can't put money in and it's his and whatever. Don't worry. When he's gone, everything's gone. And I see big names like volunteering so they can catch up and take care of things at the Kennedy Center. Tori said, hope you were able to experience the brave soldiers. I did hear the screaming and crying now. That was sad. Begging for their mothers. I heard for mothers. Even though it was so long ago, you can't have that much death, sudden death, gross death, people in total shock, seeing their limbs gone. You can't have that without residual. But like I said, I was in pain, and I did the best I could do. But I definitely saw that man in full regalia on a horse flying down the battlefield, and then I heard screaming. But in the houses themselves, now once it was quiet and they were in there, they picked up so much stuff you wouldn't believe it. Okay. Yeah, the tarp at the Kennedy Center, it will be removed. It will be removed. I thought it had been. Well, you know what happened is they removed the name, but they didn't remove the tarp because he wants it still there just so they'll see. You guys don't worry. In time, I know everybody's like, Linda, but when? But look, we're only like 100 and probably 30 days till the midterms. Will the world step in to prevent Israel from continuing their attack on Lebanon? And this is what I've been feeling. Putin is bringing a whole bunch of military, although Putin should be thinking about exiting because Ukraine is hitting Putin really hard right now, all the way into Moscow. Apparently, I don't know if it's true, I haven't double checked, but they said Zelensky's got I can't even say it. It's back in their pocket. So I see there was a bunch of marching in Israel yesterday from the people wanting Putin out. I see him still hitting on Lebanon, thinking, yeah, you can't tell us what to do. He wants to sabotage Trump, even though Trump is screaming at him. He might even tell Iran, hey, you're on your own. I can't do anything with them. Because I see Israel getting hit hard again, and that's going to be very sad for the civilians. I don't know. I see protection for Lebanon. I see him still doing now. Kim Jong-un, he said, if you touch Iran or Lebanon again, we'll blow you off the face of the map. But they haven't done anything. But I do see Israel in big, huge trouble. They were trying to hit someplace that was just on the news nearly 8 times, and they lost every time. Israel did. And so they're asking for the bodies of the dead soldiers, and they're not letting them in. And I guess, they really would like them. Like they'd like the dead bodies treated like they treated the Palestinians' dead bodies. Why did he go to Camp David? And that's funny. I was listening to a podcast with a Jennifer something. She's really good. And she was telling everybody how he just complains about Camp David. He's only been there once before. But I feel like the Secret Service really wanted him to go there because it's one of the safer places they can keep him. Um, he hates it because it doesn't have a big golf course. It's like cabins, the smell of the God's green earth. Now he don't like that. He wants, ugliness like Mar-a-Lago. They took him there. I feel for his safety. That's what I got. That's what I got. Is Speaker Johnson safe with his position till the end of summer or the end of the year? This is from Colfern. Is Speaker Johnson safe with his position? End of summer, yes. End of the year, no. I see him losing his position before the end of the year. Oh, listen, I have to speak up. I was mad at Cory Booker because they said he was in the secret society. And I didn't do the double check like I'm supposed to do to make sure that was true. Apparently, it's not true. He doesn't belong to any secret society, and he's a true blue Democrat. So I apologize. I was so mad at it and it's a bunch of fake news. That's why you got to be careful with this fake news. Okay. Let me look at Speaker Johnson. Let's look at Speaker Johnson. He's got heartache coming. Yeah, by October, he's looking bad, even before we vote, but they know they're falling under. He's battling to stay wherever he's at. This is him having to walk away, you guys. Look at this. They might even look at this. There's a powerful man whose skirt he's hiding behind. We know who that is. He'll go down like a puppy, like, oh, and he'll talk like he did the best he could at the time. He's going down, you guys. And people aren't voting because he says to vote this way. They're turning against him. And we would have hoped he would have stepped down. There was somebody else who was a speaker that stepped down because they got so ugly. But he doesn't. He hangs in there because of Trump. And then remember him talking about that guy in Maine, like, oh yeah, well, that's pretty significant. We need to really he's running against Collins. But they're turning on this guy who admitted what he did and he apologized for it. He wasn't the best boyfriend sometimes, but he didn't beat women. But in the meantime, according to what Intel says, that Susan Collins was with a man that wife was dying. So now the Qatar Air Force. So that's that big plane. Is it unlucky or otherwise tainted? Yeah, it's tainted. It's tainted. He thinks he's going to take it. By the way, the taxpayers paid a whole bunch of money to fix that plane up. He thinks he's taking it home with him, and he's not. No, I don't think he's going to live long enough to take anything home with him. No, he's going to end before all this. Okay, but the way this is talking to me, they might even say to the United States, you can go ahead and keep it. That's what I hear. So we may end up keeping that plane and use it for purposes for the president or whoever else needs it. What will the judge do now that Blanche DOJ did not sign the slush fund? Yeah, we don't need no stinking badger. Blanche is going down. I can't wait. He's going to have his law license taken away. Rick Talley just said, "How was your trip? Did you see any ghostesses?" You know where I got that from, right? In Living Color, when that great actor, Greer is his last name, and he used to say, and she had the big breastises. Let's see what the judge will do now that Blanche did not find the slush fund. Hold on one second. Okay. I stopped my people, my yard people coming yesterday because last Monday because they had those big trucks out there tearing up the road. They wouldn't even be able to hardly park. Well, he doesn't. He considers it an act of ugliness here. It's something that he's. Hold on. I think it's a he judge. The angel of light is watching this. You know what I'm seeing? I think there could even be money sanctions. I don't see him putting them in jail, but I see them doing something that they might actually turn around and say, fine, fine, we'll do it. That's what I get. You can take that to the bank. Will the UAE ever take their $2 billion investment back from Kushner? I just heard yes, but let's double check. This is from Credit. Will the UAE ever take their $2 billion investment back? They're talking about it right now. Let's look, you guys. Kushner's are going to hold on tight. Look at this. I see them asking for it back. I see them asking for it back, but they're acting like everything's tied up. They're going to have a real hard time getting it back from them, even if they ask for it back. I don't know they can go in the bank and take it. Ooh. They might not get it back, but I see them wanting it back. I see these people lying and because I always saw Kushner going to jail. Probably, I see a lot of them trying to move it to other countries. Of course, Israel's out of the picture because BiBi, they're going to be hated so bad in Israel, thanks to BiBi. Okay. No, Tita said, will there be any fallout from Don Jr. using drugs at the White House UFC fight? And Eric trying to see if the fights were rigged so he could bet on them. That's how they roll. You know what I'm saying? They're just ugly, ugly people energetically. But no, there will be no fallout. There's so much happening that right now they're just focusing in on Trump and his people, and then they'll get Eric and they're all in trouble too. And then Daddy won't be there to protect them. Yes, Tiger, I see that the US government will take from Trump. I saw this back when I first read on Trump. A bunch of stuff is going to happen as far as taking Mar-a-Lago, taking I see other countries where he had golf courses, them taking his name off of it, maybe saying he no longer owns it. I just see a lot of stuff. I mean, he really thinks that the world loves him. And you better believe there's not going to be any library, maybe at a McDonald's. They're going to, Kathy, she's saying, how much money are we going to get back from all the grifting? There's so much underhandedness, and the people who he gave contracts to were his people. Stuff that his side would have been all over Democrats. Oh my God, can you believe they did this or they did that? And I gotta tell you, I don't see Biden's son, even if he ran for office, I don't see him being significant. He'll be a good orator and a representation for his father, his father will be more beloved after Trump is gone. Don't ask me why that. I just see his father. Obama is beloved. I don't care what you do. Someone asked me, Colford said, do you see Usha Vance as First Lady by Christmas? I just read it and I heard no. So I don't know. Let's see. Hold on. That guy's going right by my window here. Do you see, this is Kim, do you see Ketanji Brown Jackson as head of the Supreme Court? Well, the Supreme Court justice, like Roberts, has to be picked and voted in by the president. So she's already a justice. But let me tell you, her and the other liberal justices have no problem with the 18-year term limit. They'll be the first ones to say, fair enough, do it. They've approved another data center. This is Possum. 86% said no, yet it's approved. That's because of money. That's because of money. But can I tell you guys something? This AI stuff isn't as great as I thought it was going to be. And because it takes so much natural resources, I mean, I see it burning down. I see people like they did where that country is that Jared and his wife think that they could just take over the beach. I see like that. I see people coming together saying, no, we're not paying higher energy and water because you decided to rest here. Will John Thune turn his back on Trump over Iran mess, or will he never find a spine? That Iran thing, you know, and Trump is doing this. I washed my hands of it. And they said he's more furious at Putin, not Putin, at BiBi than he is mad at Zelensky. He's furious. I see John Thune not having a spine. Sorry about that. I keep looking to believe stand up. I see him saying some things, but those people are so afraid. And this guy is just going straight downhill. They jumped on the wrong ship. The FBI has raided Democrat Ohio organizations that help people register to vote. Of course they have. Yes, absolutely. And they know it's wrong. After this next thing, this in November, you're going to see all that slow down. I don't see it ramping up for the 28th. I see so many Republicans having to take the bus back to the shop. They're finally going to. They know that they're no good. They know Trump is no good. And when we get the votes that are beyond repair for them, they finally say, okay, enough. Yeah, someone said there was apparently $17 million the Kennedy Center had, and now it's gone. The felon took it. The felon took it. They'll sue him for it, but I don't know if they'll get it back. I just don't see. Did you see that story about Trump when he throws, like if he's staying at in the UK or wherever, he throws his garbage on the floor. He leaves it a pigsty. He's just a pig. It's really sad. So somebody's asking about Camp David again. He doesn't. He hates it. He's been there one time before, and he said, if you like trees and all that, it's for you. But you can't stand. After a half hour, you're done with it. So I think they totally took him there because they need to reset and they're worried about threats. That's what I saw. Toll Booth said, are we doomed to corporate and billionaire greed going forward? No, we're not doomed. And I do see that turning around because we're going to get more progressives in there. Wouldn't that be interesting that Bernie won for president? A lot of people could hear his message, but some people thought it was too far. But I see the greediness going. Like you getting paid billions of dollars for your yearly paycheck from your corporation, and then paying the poor folks $7 an hour. Hell no. Listen, Nancy said Cheese Doodle wants a list of all the people in the country. Why? Will he get it? I don't care if he does get it. And don't forget, we see the Elon Musk people in huge trouble. They stole all that. There is so much trouble coming. But I don't care if he gets people's name because it's just not, it's a nothing burger. It's not, nothing will happen with it. You know, Landslide said, did those soldiers who give you any messages we can utilize today? I didn't actually receive a message from a soldier, but I could feel on occasion while I was going through different places this energy of what a waste of life. Like things didn't make sense. Coming away from the Union, that was particularly strong. A lot of people fought, even slave owners fought, who wanted to save the Union. And it's so weird how we were so close to losing this battle, just like in World War II, but we turn around and won. But these young people who sacrificed their lives for the sake of freedom and democracy don't like what's going on now. I see James Talarico winning the Texas U.S. Senate. I really do. I could be wrong, but I see it. Oh, listen, Crick said, do you think Orange Buffoon's family will have a karmic curse? Listen, the whole name Trump, people will be changing their names. It's really, that family will not live in peace. I can see items being thrown. I see people, he was adored by a lot, but the people will turn on him. And these people who like to cause trouble, well, when they see all the trouble going to Trump, they'll join that bandwagon. Okay. The recent interview with Ashley St. Clair about Elon Musk have any impact? Yes, it does. And I see her testifying. I see it helping a lot. Uh, I know you guys, PMS said, when will this insanity end? We're coming closer. Because way back when he got into office, I told you guys, I don't see this lasting till the end of 2026, till the end of the year. And then I don't even see him with a breath. So we'll see, you guys. But I'm going to tell you, we're closer than we were before. And some of you can feel it because of the we're not putting up with a lot of the bull. A lot of people who were pro-Trump are turning now. They're on the news saying, I didn't sign up for this. Okay, you guys. So I got enough questions for tomorrow too, because I want to get a lot of questions done before I leave for Canada. All right. I love you all, and I'll catch you on the other side. Cheers.